What is going on, SoFi fans? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to give you a very good overview on why SoFi is going up and why this might be a very big pivot point on the longer term trend for SoFi. So I'm going to go over all the stuff you need to know. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate it. And with that, let's get right to it. So today was fairly big for SoFi because JPMorgan did give a brand new rating. And on a side note, JPMorgan has never given SoFi ever a rating, but they did give them a neutral rating and a $6 price target. So that is very good behind the scenes. And keep in mind, JPMorgan for the most part is direct competition to SoFi in a lot of different aspects. On a side note as well, historically, when you are looking at analyst ratings, typically it's the day before and the following week after their earnings. But this one is obviously a little bit earlier because their earnings is on the 30th. So again, a little bit more of an interesting dynamic going on in that regard. And once again, I think there's a lot of options activity comparing and kind of matching this price target as well. So as you can see right here, it's a little bit more mixed, but more so orienting towards a lot of calls being purchased. But as you can tell based on the hot chains potentially, or whatever you want to call them, $6 is a very common denominator. So clearly this is very much being fed into one another into the options activity. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. In addition to that though, as far as some analyst expectations for the upcoming earnings, like I've already said in the past, there's several different things that people care about: earnings per share, revenue, future guidance. Future guidance is going to be a very big one for SoFi, as is earnings per share in my own opinion. And as you can see right now, the estimate of 9 analysts is -9 cents. Again, I think the street is right now a little bit more bearish on SoFi based on that rating of -9 cents. I personally feel it would come in around the -6 cents, my own opinion, of course. And when it comes down to the revenue, it looks like for the upcoming Q4, $426.03 million based on 6 analysts' ratings or estimates per se. But generally speaking, if you look back, SoFi has always exceeded the analyst revenue expectation. So I think that's fair to assume that it's going to be done also in Q4. Once again, another very big positive behind the scenes as far as what is being purchased right now. So as you can see right here, this is all the transactions over $100,000 on the secondary market. And there's been 2, and they're fairly large. So once again, a lot of good positive things behind that. And this is all the dark pool transactions. So yes, when it comes down to secondary market, it is a little bit more in line with the expectation, or if anything, a little bit lower. But the dark pool transactions, that is where it is just blowing up. So a lot of big money is buying behind the scenes. So once again, I'll give you a quick update on shorts, but I don't necessarily, like I always say, think it's going to have a squeeze. It's just a good benchmark to look at. Short score 71, utilization 83.82. And as far as right now, shorts are technically returning 352.61 thousand shares. It's 95.22 million shares being still shorted, which works out to be about 12.13%. So generally speaking, I think right now is a very good trend that SoFi is on. And you can also tell that based on the technicals as well. And I think in general, a lot of people are starting to finally realize that a lot of the good economic data that's been coming out, especially orienting around consumers, is very positive. I think a lot of people were very much assuming that it was going to show a lot of big cracks, and as of right now, they haven't. So I think the fears of recession are starting to diminish, my own opinion based on that, of course, but I think SoFi is really poised to be a very good long-term buy at these levels. And over and above that, looking at the technicals as well, momentum number of retail investors are getting in on the actual charts, hugging the higher percentile of the Bollinger Band, and most likely it should be able to reach around the $6 range, so $5.98, which is the 200-day moving average, before most likely it does bounce off of that, consolidates, and tries again. So I think in general it's on a very good run right now, and a little bit more overdue for consolidation, and Stochastic does mirror that exact same thing. But generally speaking, I think based on the analysts and the overall upcoming earnings, SoFi is on an amazing trend that a lot of people should not ignore. So let me know your thoughts on all of that in the comments below. Give yourself a shout out as well if you've been accumulating, or if you did buy during this range, the $4 range, because you definitely need a good shout out there, because at this stage in the game there was a lot of fear. Potentially it could have trended down very much fast, but it held a lot of good support. And I think that the latest round of 13Fs, that once the big players do disclose it, you'll see a lot more big buying that has been happening, as I've been mentioning, and always monitor both the secondary market and the dark pool. So once again, I think that is a lot of good things additionally to come. But before you go, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciated. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships. Link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that said, I appreciate you guys watching. Let's all make a lot of money on SoFi.